Everyone. Welcome to the iPad Care video. This is Miss Melendez.
And Miss Alfiero. Hi, everybody.
So we're here. We're going to go through the PowerPoint that we have to go through with you. So just bear with us and we're going to start. So we're going to start with charging your iPad. So always charge it at home. The goal is that it's charged at least 100%. That way you can use it the whole day. Please use your school issued charger. So the one you got yesterday, or for those of you who are getting your iPad today, the one you're getting today. So be aware if the charger, you lose it or it breaks, please let Miss Melendez know or the team leader know. That way that we can get you a new charger. So that way, in case you use a different one, it doesn't mess up your battery. So it's kind of like being responsible. If you forget to charge it, it's going to be really hard for you to use your iPad in class.
Okay, so you want to be sure that your wallpaper on your lock screen is a picture of you and your username. So you can take a selfie or a appropriate picture of yourself and set it as your background. And you want to have your username is something like the CR123456. That's your first and last initial and your Snap ID code, right? So don't change that on your lock screen unless you're instructed by the teacher.
So your passcode, it's a 6-digit passcode and it'll be this year's locker combination. Just like it was last year in Eastview was your locker combination, it's the same thing. So for example, if you have a 0, like the number is 5, you want to add a 0 in front of it. So for example, 05 instead of just 5. They give you a couple examples here of how to put in your combination. When you put it in, it just won't have the dashes. You'll just put in all the 6 numbers at one time. Don't forget, we gave you that little slip of paper. So if you can't remember, look at that paper we gave you for your locker.
Okay, in terms of storing and caring for your iPad, when you're not using your iPad, it should always be in its case. And when it's being stored in your backpack, make sure not to crush it. And also make sure that there's no sharp objects or jagged objects that are going to damage the screen. Keep it protected from direct heat, so don't leave it outside in the sun or under a lamp. And extreme cold or rain or snow, right? That will just damage the iPad. And please place the iPad face down on paper or in the middle of your binder.
So please don't put water on it or like Windex on your iPad or your case. All you need is kind of like a dry microfiber cloth. So it's the ones that feel kind of soft. You could even use, for those of you who have glasses, you can even use those glasses cloth to clean your glasses, to use that to clean it. If possible, I know it's not always possible, just be aware of what drinks or food you have around your iPad. That way you don't get crumbs in the little speaker holes. Or if you have younger siblings who are near your iPad, you kind of want to keep them away from it if you can. That way it doesn't get dirty or messed up. If it gets damaged, don't wait like, oh, I'm going to get in trouble. Please let us know. Go to room 206, which is the computer lab, as soon as you can so they can help you fix it.
So some general rules about the iPads. You are going to carry the iPads throughout the school day with you. So bring them to every class, and you are responsible for them at all times. They're not to be left unattended or in any unsecure area, and they should be carried in the provided protective case that they come in and should never be removed from that case at any time. Students are not permitted, they are not allowed to make any changes in the settings control panel unless you are told to by an administrator or any of your teachers or faculty. And you are not allowed to use any other student's iPad or permitted to use use other access on their iPad. Don't let them use your iPad is basically what that's trying to say. Okay.
So iPad-free zones. The cafeteria, unless you've been told to bring it, on the school bus, one, if it falls, someone steps on it, or people are taking inappropriate photos. The athletic locker room, for obvious reasons. We don't want anyone taking pictures of anyone while someone is changing. And if you're in after-school activities, keep it locked in your locker, or if, let's say, they let you, I'm not sure if they let you guys use the gym lockers, but keep it locked so you don't lose it. Like I mentioned to you guys on Tuesday, people steal the oddest things, sneakers, jackets, pencils, your iPad is definitely one of those things. So make sure you lock it up. And if you're not able to keep your eye on it, just go safe route and put it in your locker.
Some more general rules. You should keep your password and your lock screen passcode confidential. That means only you know it. Do not share it with anyone else unless you're telling a teacher or a faculty member. And students can share their iPad lock right with teachers or parents or anybody that's helping you with the iPad in the school. Headphones are prohibited in class unless permission is given to you by an administrator or a faculty member. So you should not have your headphones in the hallways or in class unless you are using them for classwork told by your teacher. Any obscene language or inappropriate materials, inappropriate backgrounds, or pictures are also strictly prohibited. They are not allowed. And there is absolutely no cyberbullying ever.
So hopefully your teachers are using the apps on your iPad or in self-service. If you know how to use an app and your teacher's trying to figure out, definitely say, "Hey, I can probably help you with it." So the you kind of become a teacher in a sense. If things happen like the internet or the Wi-Fi goes down, please just be patient. No need to get frustrated. Your teacher is trying to figure out. Sometimes it's things we cannot control, but be patient and we'll figure it out together.
So your iPad comes with a case, and you are not to ever remove the iPad from its case. You also have school issued earbuds or headphones. Please keep these safely in your binder, and you will need them in school every day. Again, remember not to take them out in the hallways and only use them when your teacher asks you to take them out. And many of your teachers will have keyboards available if you prefer to use those.
So we do have an acceptable use policy. The goal is that you use it at all times. It's basically kind of what you and your parents signed on that contract. The iPad, though your teacher may say your iPad, it doesn't belong to you. It actually belongs to the school. So at any time, any of the APs or any of the technology people can access your iPad to see what you've been doing, deleting, adding, taking pictures of, searching. So please, for example, if you have YouTube on your iPad, don't sign into your account because they can search those things, right? If you're signed into accounts, log out of them so you don't get notifications, right? Again, if you think you clicked on something inappropriately, please report it to an adult as soon as possible.
Students are not allowed to install software or any apps on their iPad, and students may never sync the iPad with another computer.
So using an iPad is a privilege and can be taken away if you violate your contract. If you are inappropriate with it or you neglect it, meaning you lost it, you didn't tell anyone, you can actually lose your iPad for the whole year.
So, if you need help with your iPad, you need to go to room 206. Again, that's the computer lab with Miss Goudreau. So you want to go there as soon as possible. If it is vandalized, if it's damaged in any way, you're gonna report it right away and contact an administrator. A principal will determine who is responsible for paying for or replacing the iPad if it's vandalized. And the iPad sent for repair will be fixed, or you will get a new iPad. And replacement of an iPad must remain at the school unless the administration says otherwise. If you need tech support, again, you're going to go to 206 to see Miss Goudreau, and that appropriate time would be during your lunch period for repairs, not during class time unless your teacher gives you permission. And if there's any accidental damage done, again, it's going to be determined by the technology team to see what repairs need to be done.